What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Arcana Tactics video. Alright, everyone, today we're going to do somewhat of a beginner's guide. More tips and tricks, things you should know when you start playing Arcana Tactics. Now, the first thing to keep in mind is Arcana Tactics is not like your traditional gacha game. It is a defense game with a gacha aspect. The first thing I want to say here, as I pull up the heroes, and the first thing to keep in mind, you don't just like summon a hero, build that hero, use that hero. That's not how this game works. You got to look at this game as a tower defense. So it's saying that, and to put a picture in your mind, imagine a tower defense game where you build up towers as the enemies run by you. You put a tower down, you build that tower up throughout the match. That is exactly how this game works. So picture your champions slash heroes. We're going to call them champions for this video. Picture them as your defenses, and you need to build them up as you play the game. And there's two ways to build them up. You can build them up in battle, and you can build them up here with gold as in the level. So they go up to level 20. And every time you pull dupes of the hero, like the wizard, for example, I use him a lot. So he is something I want to make sure I'm leveling up all the time. So we have 314 shards, basically. Up here is where the shards are. So we have 314 out of 30. So we're going to level him up. This does cost gold. This is why gold will be your best friend early on in Arcana Tactics. You will need a ton of it. Just like any other gacha game. Doesn't matter which one you play. Currency is always going to be a nightmare early on. I know a lot of people are saying already that gold is a problem, but I feel like people tend to say that in every game that comes out because early on it's always tough to get the currency you need to upgrade, everything you want to upgrade at once. Now, the next thing I want to say here, early on, do not worry about 5 stars. In this game, it is so easy to pull 5 stars because the rates, I think, are above 6% or right around 6%. Summoning the champions is not the hard part, guys. It's Arcana cards and relics that are going to be, so say, the pay-to-win part or the hard part. Those are going to have lower rates and they're going to be much harder for you to get. Pulling actual 5 stars seems to be really easy in this game. Like you can see here, I've only done very minimal summons and I already have 5 stars. But what I'm trying to get at here is don't worry about 5 stars early on. It is going to be so hard for you to build them during battle. I know as time goes on, you will be building probably nothing but 5 stars, but early on, you are not going to have the gold or the currency to level them up anyways, and you're going to be missing so many recipes to build those 5 stars. Eventually, you'll get them, but for your first couple weeks of playing this game, you really want to stick to 3 stars and a few 4 stars. So let's say you have the recipe to build, some of the 4 stars you have. That's fine to start using those 4 stars, but realistically, early on, you're basically going to be using 3 stars for the most part, and maybe occasionally you'll get a 4 star here and there. Or when you do like a random summon on battle, which I'm going to show you in a second, you can be lucky and you could pull a 4 or a 5 star. But when it comes to leveling these cards up, you really want to stick to the 1 stars, the 2 stars, and the 3 stars, especially due to the fact that you're going to be short on gold. So you really don't want to put too many resources into your 5 stars. Your 4 stars, a little bit. If you notice that you're using them a lot, then yes, you can start doing it. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. But early on, you really want to put that currency into your 1 stars, your 2 stars, and your 3 stars. They're going to be your best friend. You're going to be building them constantly, and that's going to give you a strong base to move forward in the future. So in my recommendation, level up your 3 stars, your 2 stars, and your 1 stars, especially the ones that you see you're using a lot. Stick to those ones first, and then you can move on after that. The first week or two, I am basically building, 3 stars only, at least in Chapter 3, and I'm sure all the way up to Chapter 5. Now, with that being said, next up here is Arcanas. These are going to be like the most important thing in your deck next to Relics. These unlock on campaign, I believe, Chapter 3 or Chapter 2, or the end of Chapter 2 into Chapter 3. Somewhere in that area, you will get Arcanas. These are so important, guys, and this is where, like, the real hard aspect comes in. Like, getting the 5 stars is kind of easy, but getting good Arcanas is not. There's a much lower rate on these, and it is important that you have these up and loaded. And again, you do have to level them up. They go up to 4 stars, so again, you have that pay-to-win aspect. But it is important to have these leveled up and have these equipped. I didn't even notice for a while when I was playing, I didn't have them equipped. I thought I did, but you actually have to come in here to the menu and equip them. And you can have up to 5. They are locked right now, so you see here, Chapter 6 through 10, we'll get another one. And then Chapters 8 through 12, we'll get another one after that. And then when it's all said and done, we will have 5 Arcanas. It is important early on to use ones that are going to benefit you guys, as in this one here for me. I'm using a lot of archers. So I'm using the one that's going to give me a 7.4% chance to get an additional archer. Then I'm using another one that's doing the same thing, but for swordsmen. And that's because my main team right now is archers and swordsmen. Now, as time goes on and I get better Arcaners, I will switch these out. But for right now, this is benefiting me the most. Now, there is a lot of good Arcanas depending on what you're doing and how far you are in the game. Now, like the ones that give you back gems, the ones that give you back discounted scrolls, I'm not saying they're the best, but they could help you. I really do think ones that are giving you up chance to get, the units you're looking for are probably the best ones to use early on. And honestly, if you get like major Arcanas, I'm sure those are going to outdo any of the other Arcanas you have. It really just depends on how lucky you are and what you pull. But for me personally right now, I think early on, having an up chance to get the heroes you're looking for is in your best interest. And as we play the game, I will dig more into it and see which Arcanas are better after that. But this video is more geared towards, your first month of playing this game. And I truly think that these will be your best bet. So again, Arcana is very important. Now, I don't have Relics unlocked yet. And if you guys are new players, you won't neither. Guys, keep in mind that you get 2 free Arcanas every day. All you have to do is watch a 30-second ad, and you will get 2 free summons. Make sure you do this. It literally takes 30 seconds. I think that's a great feature to have in the game. It literally gives all players, free-to-play players, new players, a chance to get some of these Arcanas. Now, as far as summons go, don't be afraid to spend your gems. You see, I only have 400 gems. There is nothing wrong with doing your hero summons and trying to get as many heroes as you can, especially early on. You probably want to do as many summons as you can because the more heroes you unlock, the more combinations you will have, which will make the game much easier for you. So the more you're summoning, the more recipes you're going to unlock, and then the easier battles are going to become. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to stay like that forever, but I do feel early on you should be using your gems for summons because that's what's going to progress you through the game the fastest. Next thing up here is missions. Just like any other gacha games, guys, do your missions. Missions are important. Missions give you free stuff. It's just like any other gacha game out there. Do your daily missions. Go through your missions up here. Try to do as many as you can. The more you do, like you see, you get gems, you get Arcanas, you get gold. So again, just pay attention to them. They're very important. Rank, stuff like that doesn't really matter. Pay attention to the events as well. Just like any other gacha game again, guys, they have really good events. This is Come2Us/Gameville. We know that they're a really good company when it comes to events and stuff like that. So again, here we have the roulette event. Come2Us/Gameville. I think it's Gameville now. Love to do these wheel events, roulettes, whatever you want to call them, puzzles. They do them in all of their gacha games across the board. They are really good and rewarding. All you have to do here is use stamina. Very simple. Use your daily 600 stamina. Get 4 tickets. Roll the wheel. Hopefully you'll get lucky and get these Arcanas. Arcanas are the best thing on this wheel, let me tell you. Now, as far as the shop goes, this is up to you guys if you're going to spend money. In my opinion, I wouldn't spend too much on these Arcanas unless you're going to be a whale. I'm not going to be 100% free to play, but I am going to spend a little bit of money here and there. And for me personally, I will probably go with like the hero pack because it's giving you 5 new 4 stars. And that's the most important thing early on is 3 stars and 4 stars. Hero pack 2 gives you 3 and then 10 new 4 stars. It's really up to you on how much money you want to spend. I think both packs are fine. And from what it seems, there's not really much of a reason to really go crazy spending in this game unless you want to. That's up to you. Now they have currency. These rubies are for Arcanas, and then you have gold, which you can use rubies to buy gold. They made gold and rubies kind of like the pay-to-win part of the game. That's why I say like champions aren't as bad as the Arcanas and Relics are. So this is a general shop here. You can refresh it, I think, twice a day. I don't know if you can refresh it after that for gems. So early on, I would say stick to the Relics and the Arcanas as far as the shop goes, but really, ultimately, it's up to you. I'll be buying the summons for gold, the Arcanas, and the Relics myself personally. I think that would be in your best interest as well. And eventually you'll get a secret market, which unlocks at 712, so we'll have to see what that is in the future. This is one of many guides to come. This is just our early game beginner's guide, tricks, tips, all of that good stuff. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you before we wrap this one up, and that is an actual battle. So let's get into one here. Now, as far as Wipeout goes, you're going to get Wipeout tickets. When you do Wipeout, it just runs it for you, basically like an auto. And then you'll collect all the resources and all that stuff. So everything here, the reward info, you'll be collecting this. You'll get 132 XP, 144 gold. And then you can do Wipeout. So let's say you have, 80 tickets. You could do it 80 times, whatever you want to do. And again, you can watch an ad and you'll get a free Wipeout ticket. So that's really cool that they added that kind of feature to this game. And one more thing I want to add here before we get into the battle is the challenges here down at the bottom. Now, early on, I'm going to say to focus on these the best you can. You're not going to be able to do them all. Trust me on that one. Some of them are really hard, and trying to do some of them might actually make you fail the challenge. But you should try to prioritize these the best you can. Otherwise, you're going to have to come back and do them in the future. Like me, I'm an epic fail. I didn't really focus on them too much, so I have a lot to come back and do. And that's going to cost you more energy in the long run. So if you can knock out as many of these as you can as you do your campaign, you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. and you won't have to worry about coming back and redoing them like I am going to. Just something to keep in mind as you do your campaign. Again, you won't be able to complete them all, but I would suggest trying to do as many as you can. This way you don't have to come back. So let's get into a battle here. I am having a lot of fun with Arcana Tactics, guys. This game is so refreshing because it's different. It's not like your standard gotcha game like I was telling you. So it's been really refreshing for me personally because I play a lot of gotcha games, so playing something different is nice. So you have the index here during battle, so you can check this. Then this kind of shows you how to upgrade, each one from 1 stars to 2 stars to 3 stars. The recipes needed to do so. So again, we have nothing unlocked to make a 5-star at this point. We do have a couple 4 stars. We have Death Knight, we have Fortress, so we can make Fortress. So again, maybe I'd want to stick to building Fortress like I did with Death Knight, Arcana Archer, Windwalker, and eventually the more we summon, the more we'll have. Now, when you're in actual battle here, I think the best thing to do, unless you're making a specific recipe, is probably to go with the random heroes. Now, if you're using like the Archer Arcana or the Swordsman Arcana like I am, I would always buy the Swordsman. And if you don't see what you're looking for, always go for the random summon. I think that would be the best choice. Like if you don't need the Cleric, don't pull the Cleric. Either save your gems or do a random summon. For the cube shop, I like to buy the hero summon after like the first 2 rounds. And this sometimes will give me a 4-star or give me my highest star on the field. So I really do like the hero summon. I don't really buy the scroll summon too much. I mostly up the size, at least right now early on. I basically use my cubes on getting more towers on the field and using that summoning ticket. Other than that, I don't really do too much there. Now again here, you're going to have potions, you're going to have foods. All you have to do is left click them and it will tell you what they do. So this one is a mana potion, 70% chance to attack to get the Q +2. So it tells you exactly what it does as you go. So let's say I want to build my spirit here into high spirit. If I double click on it and I have 3 spirits, I can make him a 3-star spirit just like that. So now instead of having 3 1-stars, I have 1 3-star spirit. And all you have to do is right click or double right click on the picture. Same thing with the paladin again. Now we have a rune knight. We can click that and that goes into our Death Knight 4-star. I ran out of time there. But that's how you basically build up your recipes and use your 4 stars and 5 stars that you have summoned. Now, again, this is going to be based on, what they give you starting off or what you're, summoning. If you know the recipes, it's easier because you can just pick and choose what you want out of the scrolls and stuff like that. So now we're going to take our Rune Knight and bring it to a Death Knight. And I have him up to level 5 already because I summoned him like 6 times. And that is going to be our first 4-star on the board. And this is basically rinse and repeat, guys. And like I said, as you go through the game, and you get more familiar with it and you learn the recipes, it's going to be a lot easier. All right, guys, there's a few more things I want to leave you with here before we wrap this one up. The first thing I want to go over with you is element advantage and disadvantage. And just like before, under your index, you're going to click on F index. And then if you look at the top here, now I'm not really sure what's strong to what and what's not strong yet. I'm sure we're going to figure this out in the future. But for now, we do have lights and darks. And I can 100% assure you that LDs are always going to be the dominant element. That's how it is in every single game. I can't see this game being any different. And then you have your 4 normal elements, just like in any other gotcha game. So this is something you want to keep an eye on. Not so much as an early player. It doesn't really matter too much because you're kind of just going to be building stuff as you go. And with that being said, the next thing I want to talk about is relics and if you should start summoning relics. Now, I did play a little bit on stream and I came back to this video because I wanted to get a little bit more knowledge. Because I wanted to make sure that I went over everything that was most important for a new early game player. And I wanted to take a look at relics before I put this video up so I can actually look at them and see how important they actually are. Relics are 1,500 a 10 pull and the rates are very, very low. If you go here on rates and you scroll down, they are 2%. Basically the rates for a normal gotcha game on their normal heroes, like in Skylanders, for example, most of them are around that 2% mark. So that's what the relics are in this game. So the question is, should you guys summon relics anytime soon being a new player? And the answer is no. And the reason why is in the beta, when we had PvP, you were able to farm relics. And you can also buy the relics from the shop as well. In my opinion, early on, your best bet is to use your gems on your hero summons. You need so many copies of these heroes to get to level 20, it's not even funny. And on top of that, relics only equipped at level 5 and level 20. So basically, you're only going to be able to use 1 relic for a very long time, unless you're super lucky and you're able to get most of your champions to level 20. But as far as 4 and 5 stars go, it's going to take you quite a long time to do so. Now, again, if you get your 3 stars up to 20, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But by then, you should have enough relics saved up from the shop. And after that, there'll be PvP content, which is also going to give you another way to farm relics. But I don't think early on you should even worry about relics nor spend any gems on summoning the relics. It's not important. It's not something you should worry about. Leveling up your 1, 2s, and 3 stars and getting them to level 20 as quick as possible, that is your best bet. That's what you should be shooting for. Don't worry about relics yet. And again, you'll be able to farm them in PvP if it's like the beta was, and I'm sure it's going to be because they really haven't changed too much. And last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, that is Dark Adventures. This will unlock, I believe, at level 4, level 5 campaign. And when you unlock this, you're going to be a little confused by it, but the way this works is it's basically an all-day idle. This will idle for you all day long. Now, your first team, it's going to be whatever you finish the last campaign battle with. Now, if you want to try to get a stronger team in there, you can, but early on it doesn't really matter because as this battle goes on, you will be able to level up the team just like in a normal battle. The only difference is this battle basically doesn't end until you hit the end button. I believe it resets once a day at reset. So now you can see we're in a battle here. It's set up just like your regular battle. Now, if you want this to go really fast, you hit auto and it will go faster. But if you're in the battle and you're trying to soup up your team, you can actually use the shop here. The shop will open. It's just like a shop in a normal battle. The enhance is what's really important here. You will get these points, these enhanced points as you do these battles. So even if you're doing like stage 35, 36, and you're stuck there and you just keep doing it over and over again, you will accumulate these points. And as you get these points, you want to come in here maybe every hour, every 2 hours, once you start stacking up a lot of them, and you want to use them to upgrade your team. The one thing you want to do with this though is save, I would say around 10k points, because if something good pops in the shop, so let's say a 5-star hero pops in the shop, and you don't have enough coins to buy it, the shop only stays open, I believe, 6 to 10 minutes. So if you don't save up enough of these coins, you won't be able to buy what you want from the shop. So you want to be careful with how many points you have left or you leave left. Now, if you know you're not going to come back in here, it's fine. I know I'm not coming back for the rest of the night, so I just emptied my points out. But if you're going to be watching the shop, make sure you save yourself some currency. That is very important. And the rest of this is just like a regular battle. You will get the hang of it as you go. And when you fail a stage, you will get set back to the last stage until you beat that stage, and then it will keep moving you up. But you can start the battle, hit auto, exit, and this will just keep running all day and stacking up that currency. You just want to be in there spending that currency to make your team stronger so you can farm a stronger boss stage. Don't leave it for like 10, 15 hours because then you're going to be farming a low stage because every couple hours you can get higher and higher, which will give you better rewards. So it's just going to benefit you in the end. So that is definitely going to wrap it up for this one, guys. I think we covered everything you need to know as a new player. We're going to do a lot more of these guides. Don't worry. Once I get mid-game, late-game, I'll keep going over the game. I'll do battle content with you guys. This game is so much fun. I'm loving it. I'm completely addicted to it. Thank you guys so much for 2.5k subs. We will be starting the sub celebration here on YouTube very, very soon. If you want to be a part of all the other giveaways we do here on YouTube, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like, and comment on the videos, and that will automatically enter you into all the other giveaways we do here on YouTube. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, that is linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. We are so close to 1,000 followers on Twitch. Once we reach it, we will do a follower celebration. So once again, thank you guys so much for love and support. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.